So, after having a couple of snow days, here we are finally back talking about the tumble buggy observations that we had done last week. And today, then, uh, we did some data collection. So, uh, we've only had first period so far, so I'm making this video after first period had collected their data. We did have a couple quick conversations. I put everybody in groups of three-ish, and then trying to maintain some distance and collect the data at the same time with the tumble buggies on the tracks. It went pretty smoothly. So if you weren't here uh, in whatever class period you are in normally, you will have to get the data from someone in that class, um, because each group has their own data. So it's not like we had one class set of data. Um, so I'm not sure exactly how to do that to get you the data while you're not here until you come back. So if you are out for an extended period of time for quarantine or whatever, then I'm going to have to possibly send you specifically some data. Uh, so yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to work. And I can post things on Classroom just to you, just to individuals, not like everyone. So that may have to end up being the case. And I do have some data I could post for you. But these are some of the things that we also had talked about. For the position time graph that's being made, and everyone did the graph, paper pencil in your comp books with the graph paper that you should already have. We said 7 or 8 data points, which we had said before. Large range, meaning from like short little positions to long positions, as long as you can get on the actual track that we're using, and multiple trials here. Okay, so maybe we should time it more than once to get, and then average them to get good data. So that would be a couple things we had mentioned today. And then everybody collected the data, and then they produced their graph. So if you weren't here and you don't have the data, just sit tight. I'll try to get some data to you that you can use. It may or may not be anyone in your class's data. I may just kind of randomly. Well, I have some of my own data that I could give you. It's definitely weird. It's different data. So I could give you that. That way you have at least something that you can make your graph out of. And then after everyone had their graph done that they made, and then found their slope, wrote their equation for their data, then I had them open the graphical analysis app that we were using earlier in the year. And then manually type in their data to a, what do they call it, manual entry. So when you click on the graphical analysis app, it'll bring up a little box and it'll say, like sensor, you can hook up a sensor, you can do data sharing or something. And then the bottom one is manual entry, I think it is. That's the one you will click. And then you can rename your columns. So the X, again, would be time measured in seconds. And then, of course, the position would be on the Y-axis measured in centimeters. And so that can be set up, data punched in, and then graphical analysis can give you a slope and a y-intercept. You can compare those then to your paper pencil graph and just see, how close you were to being correct, which we'll kind of do the next class as well. So basically, today's class is collecting the data, making your graph. So again, I'll try to post some data at least for those that weren't here, so you can have this done when you come back. So I think that's about it. Not much of a video, not much to tell you today. So be looking for some data if you were not here. And I'll even try to make contact, I guess, with those that weren't here for this data collection class, and then get you some data. So anyway, I think that's it. So take care of yourself, be safe out there, and hopefully we'll see you soon.